finish the in-feed chain and guarding, and then fit top panels at the top. So they could be done as well. I have just been talking to Stuart and Ashley, just explaining what I would like them to be doing next. So that is for this Cayman Islands Trommel. What I'll do now is show you this up and running. So we've got the diesel engine here. Starts up, no bother.
Welcome back to Spitfire Engineering. I'm Gavin, and this morning, Monday morning, I am going to a job that went wrong a few months ago. And I'm on my way, hopefully, to sort it out. But first, I'm going to go back in time to yesterday to a delivery that I made. Sunday morning, and we're having another delivery for a mini screen. These guys here, B&K Mason, they are subscribers. So these guys here have watched us on YouTube and ordered this screen purely off the back of YouTube, from what I gather. So it just shows YouTube is working. Okay, so I'm here with Brett. Now Brett's obviously bought the E21 model, and what I've said to him is, if he wants to upgrade to the 21C, we will do. So what are you actually going to be using this for then, Brett?
Screen and topsoil, and well, separate and rubble and soil.
So have you got grab wagons that you've got coming in? It's not going in this yard, you said, is it?
Our other yard.
Going in your other yard at the road?
Yeah.
So you'll be bringing material in with your grab wagon, and then you've got a digger up there you're going to put through the screen.
Yeah.
And that sort of stuff. So that's what these mini screens are really good for, sorting out topsoil, hardcore, that sort of stuff, coming in off of grab wagons. So it's going to rain, because we're up north, it's raining. So I'll sign off now and I'll catch you next week.
Just a tab. Yeah. So it's Monday, and this is just a little Robbo's workshop tour to see what's going on today. So the in-feed for Raptor 3012 is almost done. Just a couple of finishing bits, and then it's ready to go on the frame outside, which has had the drum put in, which I'll show you now. So if you follow me outside. Drums in. So I put this in this morning with the telehandler with the assistance of Stuart and Ashley. So that's sat in there now. It's on the wheels. Yeah, they're just cracking on. They get the in-feed in next. And then panel work, doors, motor, chain, everything else has got to go on it. And then I believe it's almost ready for the customer.
Where are they all gone? Where's your smaller one? Oh, use that one. Put a bit of wood or something.
If it goes too far.
Right, so we've now got the in-feed conveyor and in-feed hopper on top of the 3012 Trommel frame. Stuart's now just getting it all lined up, bolted in. It went on pretty easy, to be fair. So, see how we get on bolting it up. I'm going to pass you back on now to Rob, who is going to show you what Steve is up to in the workshop.
So, behind me, Steve is working on the other half of the main frame for Aggregate Wash Plant. Currently got it propped up with the help, assistance of the forklift, and then just a bit of wood to stop it arcing onto the forklift, because it knackers the battery otherwise. So yeah, Steve's doing this, and then once he's done that, he'll lie it down, start getting the tubes that go between the two sides on. Then yeah, that's about it.
So Tuesday morning this morning, and this morning I have had a meeting that I have every month. I mentor, coach a young entrepreneur who has recently this year set up in business in welding fabrication. And we get together once a month and we go through numbers and talk about different things, how to price jobs, how to think about things, how to make some big decisions and all that sort of thing. So That's something that I do with this guy every month, and it sort of prompted a conversation between me and Adam. Is there an appetite for people to have specialist one-off videos of how to set up a welding and fabrication business? What's the things you would do? You know, what's important in setting up a business? How do you price jobs? How do you set up a workshop? You know, how does it all work actually running a business, maybe setting up the business or running the business? What's the different ways of doing it? All that sort of thing. So it's a conversation that me and Adam have had. We've actually had this conversation for a little while now. Should we do it? Shouldn't we do it? So I'm going to put it out there. Would people be interested in hearing my thoughts on setting up and running a welding fabrication engineering business, covering marketing, pricing, employing staff, running projects, the business side of it, the practical aspect of it? Would people be interested in a series of videos where we cover those topics? Leave your answers and comments in the comments, and we'll see what people think about that one.
So we're now in the workshop in Steve's bay at the minute, where he has currently got the framework for the Aggregate Wash Plant coming together. So one side is up here, but I get the other side butted up to it and then start stitch welding that in. Very heavy duty this is. So you've got some very thick wall tube, some big RSJs down here. Yeah, it's coming together quite nicely. Steve's done well with this. We've got two sides fully welded, so in theory all that's left is welding up the actual pipe work in between, which is no small job, as well as the front hitch plate. So yeah, looking good. Behind me we have the 3012 Raptor. So it's looking very nice in the John Deere green and grey. So the lads have got, I don't know what you may or may not have seen, the lads have got the drum, the infeed, the chains around the infeed, all the motors are on, and then the front archway is on. Stuart is about to get the second archway on, that is covering over that chain ring gear there. Sean is in today, so he is currently fitting up the electrical box, and then I think he's going to start drilling some holes to run the cable. He doesn't have the cable with him today, so he's going to run the cable separately. But yeah, it's all looking like it's going to plan at the minute. So far so good, and it's looking very nice. So I'll take you over this way and show you how it's going with this Cayman Island Trommel. So, little bit of an update. I don't know what you've seen about this. This is the engine stand. So, we've got a diesel engine on here. We've got diesel tank. We've got the battery, control panel here, big hydraulic tank. So I think this is a 300 litre hydraulic tank. And the plan is, I'm currently getting the hoses connected up here. So there's 6 hoses. They are the inlets and outlets for the hydraulic tank, and then for the pumps. So yeah, I'm getting them sorted out. I need to connect up 2 more hoses between the control levers over there and the infeed motor. They are the last 2 for the actual machine itself. Then, fingers crossed, there's a little bit more fettling on this. Fingers crossed, we've got everything sorted and we can get it running today. So if it's not running today, it'll be running tomorrow, almost certainly. But the plan is to get it done today and then leave it running for as long as we can. Make sure everything's working as we want it. Belts can track up nicely. And make sure the drum's spinning right. So yeah, that is the plan. We're joined by Monty now. Monty, zoom in on Monty, Adam. Hello. Monty, Border Terrier. Very good little dog.
So last week we looked at the wash plant, we looked at the tank. This week we're going to look at the dewatering screen. Have a look. So, like I say, last week we looked at the flotation tank and everything that goes into that. This week we're going to look at the dewatering screen. Now this has been signed off finally. Me and Gav are happy with the design. It has been a little bit of a love letter, this one. It's had its ups and downs in the design process, but hopefully we've ironed out any creases we're going to have while building it, and that should make everyone's lives easier. But I'll open her up. So this is the dewatering screen in its entirety. Now, we're going to hopefully provide this top half as a standalone unit going forward, if everything works out. And then this bottom half here is just our water tank for the dewatering screen over here. This will be fed into a pump. We haven't got any fixings and stuff because we're working out what pump we actually need to have to do this all. Gav's dealing with that now. And once he's done that meeting, we'll sit down and work out what flanges and stuff we need to do the pipe work. But up here, we've got pipe feeding into it. It will then sieve down into the dewatering meshes and stuff. It will sit along the bottom. I'll show you that way, like that. So it will sit along the bottom here, building sort of a beach, and the vibrating screen will all the way up, and it will build along and along and along. So your sand and your fines will end up at the end here, and all your water and that will naturally just sieve down and back out this gap here. Truthfully, it's probably a big gap. You don't need anywhere near that much, but at the same time, rather have it bigger than none at all. All the meshes push in. This is a new one for us, so the company we've been dealing with that's supplying this have been really good, really helpful at letting us know how this works and how it's going to work and what prerequisites we need. It's been really, really helpful for me. And we'll show you that when we come to build it in the yard. But this is all just going to be pushed in, and then they get chucked in at the top so they can't go anywhere. And we're going to make some flanges to do that. You just got two folded sides though. Big bit of tube to hold the motors, similar to what we do on the E312 and the E21Cs. This will have two motors, so again, it's throwing it upwards opposed to trying to screen it properly. It's going to screen it outwards and upwards, so it's lifting material is probably a better way of describing that. That then bolts to some RSJ subframe, which then sits on this water tank like we said a minute ago. So there's not actually a lot to it. It's relatively straightforward, and as a design point, I've made everything tabbed and slotted so the boys in the yard can just knock it together relatively quickly, because this has quite a high tolerance because of all this stuff in here. So there's a 2mm tolerance overall that we've got to work to. I've factored that into the model, so the boys will have exactly what it is and minus 2mm, and that's it. So it's going to have to be really carefully made and precisionally built. But if it all works out and we know what we need to do, then hopefully next time this becomes relatively streamlined. But again, that will be fed by the flotation tank, and then that's the two bits of equipment for this wash plant. So that is everything for this job at the minute, but we're going to have a start meeting either today or tomorrow with the boys, and then we'll get going with this half of the job. But because of the nature of this part and it being a little bit smaller, this will still meet the deadline with the other one. So even though this was started a little bit later, the timelines will meet up and there'll be no issues whatsoever.
So we're currently in the main workshop and I'm about to go in Steve's bay. In here we have the main frame for the Aggregate Wash Plant. So the two sides of it together now. So we've got the big RSJs on the side, the big heavy duty tube in between, and then there are some more bits of panel work to go underneath. So Steve and Rob are both currently going to be working on this, getting the wheels on the bottom and then anything else. There's some lifting plates on the side here, just the lifting eyes. So yeah, they're going to get them done, get this out of the way, and then they are going to be building up the main tank inside this bay here. So very soon that'll be happening. So just over here, Rob is making up said wheels that will be going underneath the frame. So that is like a hook loader. So the hook is going to be at the front, and then it will pivot and move via the wheels that Rob is making up now. So they're just like our little conveyor rollers, to be honest. Coming over here, we've got Connor in his bay. He is currently working on another one of the digging buckets. So I believe at the minute he's just cleaning up after he has gas sacked everything out. So getting rid of any of the slag and debris that is just still there. So yeah, that is it for the fabrication at the minute. I'll take you outside to show you what's happening with the Cayman Island Trommel. So, Cayman Island Trommel. Ashley is just in the drum at the minute. He's just spinning it around like a hamster wheel. This all power is off, disconnected, so everything is all completely isolated, safe for him to be in there. So he's currently just making sure the wheels are completely set, ready for the drum to spin around. So we have had this running this morning, but not everything is tracked up right and centered. So we'll just make sure all of that is sorted. So the wheels are in the right positions and the conveyor belts are all sitting nice and level. That's the main priority now. But looking over here at this very nice John Deere green trommel, the 3012 Raptor, is coming along very, very nicely. So pretty much all the panel work is on now. They've got all the doors on this side. We've got some stickers to go on here. We've got a few last bits to sort out inside, and then Sean is coming in to finish off his electrics. So hopefully, well, the lads should be finished this today for the actual assembly side of it. And then hopefully power will be sorted out on Monday morning.
Change of scenery for me today. I've come downstairs. Not for any particular reason, but I've grabbed Adam because I know he wanted to film the company update. So I'm at Lauren's desk, which is incredibly tidy, not like mine. I'm sitting with the improved version of Adam and George. Yeah, don't need to worry about that. Company update. There's been quite a bit of interest actually from suppliers of events. I've had quite a few calls already for people trying to fill up their events for next year. So the UK Concrete Show have been in contact with me. RWM are in contact all the time. Plantworks isn't around next year. We have got Hillhead next year, which is a consideration. That is at the same time as Scott Plant though. So if we are going to do one of those, don't know which one, but yeah, I think we've talked about this before. We have to weigh up quite a few things to work out whether or not it's in our best interest to do that. We've definitely had sales from Plantworks, which is brilliant, which is the key to it. So people that had never seen us before came onto the stand, liked what they saw, struck up a deal, and we delivered one of their screens last week. So yeah, it's been really, really good from that point of view. But one sale doesn't make it worthwhile doing something that's going to cost you, I don't know, 10 odd grand to do it. So yeah, we will keep you in the loop with that. And if you know of any other events and shows, drop them into the comments and let us know if there's something that you think is a particularly good show. It's always interesting to hear from somebody else's point of view, because we know about the ones that we know about, but you might know of something else that is very centric to us, something that would be really worthwhile us doing. What else is going on? I'm just busy. We're running a load of automated ads now, so people can click on Facebook, click on Instagram, and get straight through to the team to get quotes direct, and it's brilliant. We've got a really great CRM and ad marketing system now in place, so that's been taking up quite a lot of my time, and just general sales. Yeah, George and I are just working really hard to keep everybody really busy, and the sales are there. So yeah, I think we're up to 4 mini screens this month already, just in October, and we're not done yet. So yeah, brief update, bit of waffle, I apologise. That is
Bath conveyors, that's what you're on now,
Yeah.
we're going to be on now. Finish the in-feed chain and guarding, and then fit top panels at the top.
yeah.
So they can be done as well. Drilling 2 holes and sticking them hooks through. It's literally,
Same as that.
yeah, literally that. But it's going at an angle,
Make it, that barrel stay in there will make it easy
taking it back out.
to put in and take out.
Yeah.
It's coming apart there, isn't it?
Yes.
That's all going in one.
The top bit is one.
The legs.
Yeah. We're separating the hoses from here.
Yeah.
So they're all going to wrap up and just tie up somewhere in there. I have just been talking to Stuart and Ashley, just explaining what I would like them to be doing next. So that is for this Cayman Islands Trommel. What I'll do now is show you this up and running. So we've got the diesel engine here. Starts up, no bother. And then we've got here the hydraulic system. So we've got the conveyors. So both of these are run off of the same feed, the drum and the in-feed. So conveyors are on now. Very nice and quiet, because it's obviously, this part of it is the engine, but this part of it's nice and quiet. We've got the belt running nicely in the middle at the minute, which is what we like to see. So that is tracked up quite nicely. It's not fully done yet, so it's going to get tracked up a bit more, but that is running very nicely at the minute. And then what we can do is show the drum in operation as well. So there we go, that is the two main conveyors and the drum all operational, all spinning in the right direction for this Cayman Islands Trommel. So it's been a little bit of fiddly, a little bit of work to sort of get it all sorted, but we are here now. All the lads have done very well. So yeah, final sort of bits and bobs, finishing touches. And that's about it.
Let's go over this. This should be relatively quick because we touched on it last time. The middle centre measurement's critical. Your overall width's critical. You have a 2mm tolerance, left and right, and that has to be bang in the centre. And that is, I cannot stress enough how important that is. I've got the degree in the model already, so if you can be bang on to model or 2mm smaller, that's all you've got. You can probably drill your RSJ ones to draw it and then say, put that on top and suit it and then mark it up and drill it, just in case you do get wider or smaller for whatever reason. And same again, pipe work down here will just have a 3-inch hole, but once I know what we're going down there, but say we are in the process of doing that. I'd like to hope by the time you actually get anywhere near that, we've done it. That is pretty much it.
Thanks, Steve. What do we do?
So I've just done the start meeting with the boys for the next part of the wash plant. Everyone seemed happy. There wasn't too many questions. When we did the start meeting for the first half, we sort of touched on it. So it was just sort of a refresher for the boys and talk about some critical points. Other than that though, all pretty good. And like I said last time, we'll see that getting built in the workshop in a couple of weeks.
So we are currently in Steve and George's bed at the minute, but Steve and Rob are in here. They have just flipped over this large frame. So one side is fully welded. They are about to weld some bits of channel, the wheels, and then getting whatever welding they can do in this flat position. And then they're gonna flip it over the other side. And then I think that's pretty much it. Everything's being welded on the flat, no vertical or vertical down, certainly not on this. Yeah, there's not a need to if we've got the ability to flip it. So yeah, it's going all right. This is the E21C mini screen. So this is one of our core products here at Spitfire. It is a 2 meter by 1 meter vibrating deck screen. So you've got three sizes of separation. You've got large, mid, and large. Large, mid, and undersized. So you can do 3 different types of screening. This is the conveyor version. So the C stands for conveyor, which discharges up onto a stockpile, or we can have a 21C version, which piles up underneath and it fills a bunker essentially. 2 sections. We've got 4 grease points, their tail roller and the head roller. That is pretty much the only maintenance. You've got very, very periodic changing of the oil in the head roller motor. The vibrating motor, you just need to sort of check the bolts. That is a fully sealed contained unit. Very quiet machine, so it is actually running right now. I can have a very normal conversation, as I'm going to be in a minute with a customer. I'd be very happy to put a glass of water on here and then know it's not going to fall off. The conveyor, again, very quiet, silent machine really. You've got the slight dings where the joint goes over some of the rollers, but that's about it. So if you're in a small workshop and noise is going to be an issue for you, this is certainly a good solution, I would say. So this gets used on a range of materials: wood chips, soil, compost. We've had iron dross, all that sort of stuff. So there's a wide range of uses for this. If you think it might apply to you, or you think it might be something you're interested in, speak to the sales team, contact information, email and phone number. And that, I believe, is how our next customer, hopefully, got in contact with us. So they've been talking to the office for a little while. They're coming in today, I believe, with a trailer. So hopefully they'll be taking it today If not, they'll be picking it up for the weekend if they decide to buy it. Got like the rectangular 15mm, and that cleans a lot easier, so it doesn't get clogged up quite as much. Tail conveyor and 2 at the head conveyor. If you were to get the infeed as well, you've got another 2 at the tail and 2 at the head. So you'd get 8 grease points in total for this.
Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it? Thanks, Archie. Okay, so we just had a customer visit to see the E21C. They loved the machine, bought it. They've not only bought the E21C, they bought an in-feed hopper to go on the machine. So that's a really good way of sending the material through the deck screen. Love the build quality, really happy customer.
So Rob and Steve are getting on with this frame now. They are smashing through this. They have just got this side of the channel guides. So these are, if you've ever seen a roller bin, these are the guides. I think they're 990mm from inside to inside off the top of my head. So they've just got this side to weld on. Flip it back over onto its main side, and then they are just going to weld on some more tabs and gussets to the wheels, and then give it a good clean down. So wire wheel over everything, make sure it's nice and smooth for the paint shop. And then it is a case of, hopefully, Monday morning, they will start a fresh week with the tank. And the plan is, done in 1 week, the main body of that tank. So that's the target.
So this week's fun fact, Adam is definitely scraping the barrel of this one, literally. I can't even believe we're doing this one this week. Is this the best you can come up with, Adam? This is like ridiculous. Knife and fork. I can't believe you've done this to me. Knife and fork. Okay, knife and fork. Apparently, the invention of the knife and fork cannot be associated with one person. But in the 1940s, Sheffield cutlers made them iconic. Was there actually Sheffield cutlers before they did this? Or would they become cutlers from doing this? Oh, it's a bit of a chicken and egg situation. Anyway, in the 1740s, a guy called Benjamin Huntsman, an engineer from Sheffield, revolutionised cutlery by inventing crucible steel, creating blades and utensils that were stronger and sharper than ever. His innovation allowed Sheffield to produce the world's first high-quality matching knife and fork sets, and that's how British engineering helped shape modern dining. But it gets better than this. Adam has gone one step further. 1 second. Apparently, where was this? In the early 1800s, a British inventor named Samuel W. Francis designed a clever utensil. Clever is open for debate, if I'm honest, that combined a knife and fork in one, allowing you to cut and spear food with the same tool. Well, it's all right if you'd lost an arm, or you'd only got one hand, but I've got 2 hands, and I'm quite happy with my knife and fork, thank you very much. Now, believe it or not, this was called a spork. Spoon and fork, I'm guessing where that's come from. And it didn't take off. I can't possibly imagine why. So that's this week's fun fact, cutlery. We've done planes and chains, we're now doing cutlery. Next week, we're going back to pottery or something. Well done, Adam. Jeez.
British engineering.
British engineering at its best. So that's it for this week. Come back next week and you'll see us loading out the Cayman Islands Trommel. That gets put in a container next week and heads off on its travels. The next time we will see that will possibly be in the new year now, because it's got a bit of a distance to travel. It's got to go to America, then out to the Cayman Islands. Got Christmas coming up. So it's likely to be in the new year before we go out to that. Like and subscribe, all the usual stuff. Catch you next week. So this week's fun fact, Adam is definitely scraping the barrel of this one, literally.